I'm Christy. Welcome to Christy with a K. If this is your first time viewing, welcome to the channel. If you are a subscriber or a returning viewer, welcome back. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate you sticking with me through this time that I've been gone. I've been calling it the Great Void, FlossTube Void. A lot of stuff has happened in my life, some good, some bad, some busy. The last time we talked was right before Stitch Mania, the end of April. In May, I was working on the Bothy Kings and Queens of England, which was my goal for Stitch Mania, was to get that finished. I had about 17 royal figures to complete, and I had the top line I needed to take out and move down. I managed to get all of that completed by May 28th. That was right when exciting thing happened. We purchased a new oven and a new dishwasher, which, if you're a homeowner, you know, every house goes through a 30-year cycle where you pretty much need to replace most of the systems in the kitchen and so forth, about every 30 years. And our house is... Hi, kitty. How are you? Our house is just now 30 years old. The oven was doing really strange things. We needed it replaced. So we got the oven put in the process of putting in the dishwasher. We found some issues, and long story short, I'm getting a new kitchen. So that's exciting, but the stress of having to find contractors and having to deal with being cheated by one contractor and just all of that, having to deal with insurance, which is not paying for the damage. Anyway, it's all working well now. We have a start date in October to work on putting in new cabinets and new appliances, and now it's kind of an exciting thing, and stuff's getting fixed, and it's all good and happy. Maybe when we talk in October or November, I might feel a little different after having all this construction in the house. But we'll see. It seems like a great company that we're using. Our friends have used them, and I like the systems that they have set up to be responsible, and let's hope things go as well as, well, it's construction, so it's not going to go perfectly. But it's gonna go where I'm not stuck. Also, at that time, school was ending, and there were lots of busy things to do then. And then the beginning of July came, and weekends were filled with getting ready for. Both my husband and my son went to Boy Scout camp for a week. They went to a camp in Idaho called Camp Easton, which is evidently very gorgeous. It's right on Lake Coeur d'Alene, which is... It is what I imagine heaven looks like. It's that gorgeous of an area. If you've never been, think about traveling there sometime. So they were going to summer camp, and the process of getting them off and going was it was fun. It was fun. It was lots of fun. So then when they came back, my son is currently a Life Scout, and he started work on his Eagle project. He built a harvest table, which is a regular table, but instead of a table top, it has mesh, so that this farm can put the vegetables on the mesh and rinse them off, and so it sort of farm cleans the vegetables before they send them to the camp kitchens. It's a camp, it's called Camp Corey, and they work with kids who have life-altering illnesses. kids who wouldn't normally get to go to summer camp will get to go to this camp, and they have things set up. And so part of it is that the kids all get organic and fresh produce, and the kids can also help with the harvesting. And so in addition to building the table, he made some risers so that the kids who are of short stature could also participate. And so it turned out really well. It was a really great experience for all of us and for him. And we're excited that he's one step closer to getting his Eagle Scout rank. And then after that, my son and my husband went to a Boy Scout high adventure camp called Northern Tier. So they went up to the border waters between Canada and Minnesota, and they did an 82-mile canoe trek over 6 days. They would canoe for miles and miles and miles, and then camp, and then get back up in the morning and do the same thing over and over again. Really exciting, hard work. The portages, where you actually have to carry the canoe across the water. That was heavy, that was hard. But they managed it, and they had a great time, and they're back, and they're all in one piece, and they're not completely covered in mosquito bites. So anyway, planning for that, getting all the supplies, because you need special camping gear, special canoeing gear. Planning all that took a lot of time as well, and so that took time away, weekends away from videoing. Now, just because I haven't videoed doesn't mean I haven't stitched. In the time since my last video, I have started 14 different projects, and I have had 9 finishes. There are, it's too much to show in one video. It would take too much time to show. So I'm going to show you parts and now, and I'll show you parts in other videos, and we'll keep things going. In my last video, I showed you a finish of Mini Autumn Owl, and I purchased a frame for her. This is the Michaels frame. Between sales and coupons, this frame cost me $7. And I think that teal really matches with the colors in the fabric and the colors in the owl. And so that was, we have this room stuffed with boxes, getting prepared to pack up our kitchen. And the cats, who have not played in the boxes for weeks, have decided today to play in the boxes. So what you hear are the cats playing in the boxes. But they're playing and they're not fighting, so that's good. Anyway, here she is again on the other side of my face. All finished, all framed up, lovely and nice. And so that is done. She is going to go sit in my husband's new office and decorate his walls, which have no decorations at this point. So I told you I finished the Bothy Kings and Queens of England. This is the picture of what it's supposed to look like. I changed the fabric from 14 count to 16 count. Other than that, I used the threads that were provided in the kit. And here she is. Here it is. All complete. I don't know, you won't remember, but last time I talked about this row was actually 10 stitches up from where it should have been. So I ended up having to take out this row and restitch it to finish it so that it did have enough fabric to finish that. Taking out the row took about 4 days. And it took me maybe twice that long to finish the row. But it's done. I actually have trimmed the edges already in preparation for making it into a wall hanging. I ordered some fabric from England. Well, actually from Etsy, but the shop is in England. I found this fabric this bright red with the crowns to use to make the wall hanging. I think it will be cute. I think it will be cute. There's part of me that's not sure, and I wonder if that's the delay in putting this together. I'm just not sure if just this fabric alone is enough, or what's going on that's causing me to not want to finish this, which means there's something that my brain doesn't like about it when I delay like that. So this may take more time and more thinking. Looking at it just now, I'm kind of thinking that this is too much space here, that I should actually start the border closer to the figures. But that's just, it needs more thought. It needs more thought, and it will get more thought, and I will get it done, and I will show you, and you will hopefully love it. Anyway, so that's done. One of the next things I worked on was, you guys know I'm working on the Prairie Schooler alphabet, the 26th, but I'm doing mine in 3 panels. So I'm continuing work on that. When we last met, I had finished Q and R. Let's see, fingers coordinate. Q and R. P and Q. Boy. P and Q. And since then I finished R is for rabbit. Let's move him closer to you. I liked the rabbit. I liked the shading. I like the rutabaga. And I mean, how many times have you stitched a rutabaga? Which for those of you in England is a Swede. We call them rutabagas here. But anyway, so that means the first panel is finished. And here it is. So awesome. I was worried there would be too much green in this one panel, because the first row does have a lot of green in it, but I think it's okay. It has, because it's tent stitched, it has sort of a tilt to it. It has kind of skewed the fabric, so it's going to take some blocking to get it straightened up, or perhaps pinning it, framing it will reduce that. But blocking might help as well. Anyway, so there's panel 1, all finished up. 9 little blocks, all taken care of. I'm going to wait until all 3 are done before I frame, so that I can make sure that they're all framed the same, with the same materials, etc. Next on that project is I have started now well, for me is the second of the panels, but it will actually be the third of the panels. On August 2nd, I started the Prairie School letter S, finished it on August 8th, and then on August 25th, I started the letter T, and I'm still working on that. I actually left it in the Q-snap so that I could continue working on it after I've done filming. But there's S, which for me, in my opinion, S is for socked. This was hard to do. I didn't care for stitching this block. I love the finished product, but I didn't care for this one. And I don't know if it was, then when I was stitching this, we're also having a lot of trouble with the kitchen contractors, and so I wasn't in the best of tempers. So anyway, now I am. And time. So the cat is visiting again. Time is the one I'm working on now. Time is actually almost up. There he is. His name is Tico, and he's showing you his best side. Hey, buddy. He is standing on what is going to be my new stovetop. It's in a box here in the dining room because that's how I roll. Anyway, T is almost a complete of full coverage, actually. It's pretty darn close. All of this is stitched, even the white parts. But that's okay. It's lovely. It's 10 stitch. It goes fast. I'm enjoying this one. My son and I are currently watching The Walking Dead. I've never seen it before. We're on season 3 now, so I'm stitching and watching zombies. And are they really zombies? Maybe they're not zombies. They're zombie-like people. Yeah. And how the humans managed to anyway, you know, Walking Dead. So next, let's see, I started a Heaven and Earth Designs Bravery. This is one of the fan art of Harry Potter on the boxes. Sorry. So anyway, I started it on 25 count magic guide, and that's how it looks. But I did not. That's kind of the theme. I did not enjoy working on this. I don't know if it's because these blocks are 20 by 20, so it required a lot more counting, or if it was the tiny stitches. This is 1/1 full cross. I don't know what it is. I love the coverage. I love the look of this. I love how the fading goes. Cats. But I just don't. It wasn't fun to stitch, and it's a big project because it's the full size, not the super size, but the full size. And it's if I'm going to do this, not only this one, but all 4 of them, I really want to have them in a method that I enjoy doing. So I switched, and on August 17th, I started it on 18 count, and this is on Easy Guide, which you can purchase from Heaven and Earth Designs. It is lovely to work with this this fabric. I'm not sure why it's different from Magic Guide, but it's well, the color is different, obviously, the color of the grid, but there's something about it that is just, the fabric itself feels nicer to me. And so what I've noticed is it is a little more pixelated. You can see the blocks of changing color. Now, when you're 3 feet away and it's going to be in a frame, you're not going to notice that, but you notice it a little bit more when you're stitching. And actually, because I have them both, we can compare a 25 count with an 18 count. The difference in size and the difference in coverage. This is 1/1 full cross. This is 2/1 full cross. Just in case you ever wanted to know how they're different, we have an example. So there you go. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this at this point, but I'm certainly not going to finish this project on that. I will be finishing this one. This is one that I'm going to take to the I'm going to the HaidCon in October, and I'll be taking this piece with me to stitch on there. So excited for that. It's getting closer now. We're 2 months away, a little less than 2 months away. It's exciting to me. Anyway, so that's it for what I have, for what I'm going to show you this time on what I have stitched and what I'm currently stitching. I want to talk about what's coming up in the queue for me. Autumn coming up, and tons of autumnal sales. I have this piece, which you've seen before, plan to work on starting in September. A new start for me. I've never worked with Valdani threads before. I've never done a Rosewood Manor before, but boy, their charts are nice, well put together. So I have the Valdani thread pack, and I purchased 25 count mushroom Lugana to do this piece on. What I've heard about the Valdani is that they're thicker than DMC. Even though you use one strand, it's still thicker than DMC, and so it can be pretty bulky. So my thought was to do it 1/2 on the 25 count and see how that looks. If I don't care for it, I do have some 28 count. I can do 1/2 on 28 and see how that goes. But that's my plans for starting in September and all the fall sales. I have not participated in any sales this year, other than ones I've done with friends. And I miss it. I like the idea of being independent and stitching what I wanted to stitch this year, and that's been awesome. I kind of miss the camaraderie of the sale, and so I'm gonna do some of the autumn sales and participate and share my progress and all those sorts of things. Another piece that I want to start fairly soon is Northern Expressions Needlework Shades of Gold. Some other floss tubers have finished this one and done a beautiful job and inspired me to want to start this one as well. My plan is to stitch it with Fiberlicious Silks. Light color is Golden Apple, which is actually it's showing up brighter than it is. It's duller than that in real life, IRL, as I'm learning. And Golden Treasure. This will be the dark and the light in this project. And I'm just using a 32 count white even weave on that. So let me hold them up. But it's white. There you go. So that's another planned start for the fall coming up. That's in the queue. Just sort of news notes. I joined the Stitchy Fit Facebook group that was started by Tracy P. and her friends, and it's been very inspiring to get myself moving more. My doctor and I have been working on trying to avoid getting type 2 diabetes, so we're doing all the things we need to do to avoid that, and part of that is exercising daily helps control my blood sugar, make sure it's in the range to where we want it to be. And so it's been nice to have the motivation and the support from that group. I thank you, Tracy. Hi, Tracy. Thank you for starting it and giving us all the joy of being healthier people. I appreciate it very much. So I've been working on that. I've been doing some Yes Fit walks actually. I did the Sleepy Hollow one. That was fun, but I was counting for that one. I counted every single step, whether it was during a workout or not. Now I am doing a race with Deborah Fassler. Hi, Deborah. She and I are the two Americans who'll be going to the Heaven and Earth retreat in Crewe in England in February. And so I found a run on yes.fit that actually goes near Crewe. It's the Cheshire Cat run. And so we're kind of able to see the area where we'll be staying and stitching and walking through and getting healthy together. We both are only counting our workouts for that. So it goes a little slower because I do 1.5 to 2.5 miles a day walking, and I think she's about the same. Last I checked, we're pretty close in how far we'd gone. Anyway, it's been fun. It's been fun to see, and now I get an idea of where I'm going to be in February, and it's exciting because I've never been to England before, and I'm really excited about going. I'm starting to talk about it more, and it's becoming real. Anyway, and then I've been having some thoughts about next year, stitching for 2017, And I have a lot of big projects going this year, and I love them. It's all stitchy. It's all just, you know, an X or two at a time, and so, um, but it's getting a little hard for me because I'm not really getting finishes. I count each of the blocks on Prairie Schooler as a finish, and I count each page on my Heaven and Earth as a finish. Um, and yeah, that for me that counts. What I would like to see is some real live finishes. So, been thinking about it. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it or what's going on. Is doing smalls next year. Now, when I say smalls, what I'm thinking of is a stitch count of 100 or less on the pattern. Either the length or the width is 100 stitches or fewer, and those would only be the charts that I start next year. Just a thought. I don't know for sure. Um, just a consideration. If you like the idea, you're welcome to join me in that. I'm not going to do any formal stitch along or group or anything. That's just kind of my plan. And then if I can fit those pieces into the stitch alongs that are planned for next year from the groups, how fun is that? Get to participate with other people and show off our work together. It's just something I'm thinking of, and I'm not sure how to end that conversation. So it's just a thought. If you want to consider it too, happy to have you join me. If you think it's ridiculous, that's okay too. That's fine. I'm still going to work on my bigger projects and then start these smaller ones. Anyway, that's about it for the video I want to do today. I will have more to show you next time. And look forward to showing you some of the things because they're pretty exciting, some of the other projects that I have started and some of the things I have going. So until next time, I want to thank you very much for sticking with me throughout the great void, and thank you also for watching and for your time and your subscriptions and your lovely comments that offer me so much encouragement. Thank you again, and now it's time to go and stitch like the wind.